Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of the Conshy Boys podcast. Boys. Just gonna be the Conshy Boys, just discussing topics, random things, whatever we want to talk about.
Serious debate today, right?
Yeah, we do have a big serious debate today, so there's been a little meme floating around, and it has a bunch of animals and one guy with a shotgun, it looks like, a hunting rifle.
I think it looks like a hunting rifle, yeah.
Yeah, and it says, pick two, they will defend you. The rest is coming to kill you. And the options are 50 hawks, 10 alligators, or crocodiles. Yeah, it's hard to tell. 3 bears, 7 bulls, 1 guy with a gun, 15 wolves, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, and 4 lions.
That's a lot of rats.
It is a lot.
That is a lot of rats.
Out the gate, we all know it's too many rats.
I think the rats are the clear choice. I don't know what else yet, but rats.
Also, I disagree that it's a hunting rifle because there's no scope on it.
Okay.
That's true. That is true.
But if we could just take into account that it's a gun, and then we could just discuss what.
But the gun, man, is big.
Like, are we going for that gun in the picture?
I think that before we can really have any meaningful discussion on this, we need to nail down a couple of things. First of all, what is the setting? And what is the gun in the man's hand?
Okay.
And is he skilled with it?
True.
I think we can all assume that he's skilled with it.
Let's say he's the best marksman.
He's definitely skilled with it, for sure.
Just by the look and the silhouette, it looks like he's been out there before. You know, he knows what
he's wearing the right clothes. He's wearing modern enough clothes that it's definitely like...
He's got them Carhartts.
It's definitely a shotgun that's got more than one round, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, for the sake of the gun, I would say that that's a 12-gauge shotgun carrying at least 7 rounds of, buckshot.
I think also he's got the fastest hands in the West.
Oh, sure.
Clint Eastwood?
no doubt.
But look where he is. He's in the West.
Yeah.
Just because it's a shotgun, I don't want him on my team because I feel like that's just a waste. Because you can't kill anything with this shotgun.
Kill rats.
It would help. It would be a big help against the rats.
Yeah, and it is buckshot, so you could take down probably the wolves.
Oh no, with buckshot, yeah. I mean, within 20, 30 yards, you're seriously hurting most of these animals, with the exception of the crocs and the gorillas. The bears would still they'd feel it, you know. You're not taking them down.
Feel it. No,
but they might hesitate, you know.
Going back to the rats though, he can only put so many shots into those rats,
and they only got 7 rounds.
And dude, like I said, there's too many zeros on this number.
Yeah.
You take away a 0, and you still have 1,000 rats.
That's a lot of
insane amount of rats.
I think at 10,000 rats, you have to pick them. Not only are they way too hard to defend against, I also think they're super killer. They'll just swarm anything.
Yeah. Any gamers here? You ever heard of Dishonored or a Plague Tale?
A Plague Tale.
Yeah, rats will just eat your ass.
Very terrifying.
They're vicious, man.
Yeah.
They're vicious.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of gamers, it may be worth eventually downloading Animal Simulator and having a few of these things.
Oh, we should definitely do that.
Yeah.
That.
Why haven't we thought of that before?
Oh,
Let me see if it's available on Steam.
We gotta talk about the terrain. I'm thinking a Coliseum.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gladiator style.
I feel like. Do they have home field advantages based on their terrain? Probably. I mean, Hawks have the sky.
Yeah. Should we? And how big is this Coliseum? Do you have a couple miles to prepare?
Hunger Games style Coliseum, or
are they
Rome
gonna be
Coliseum?
Bulls are used to the Coliseum.
I think it's gotta be big.
Spain, you know.
10,000 rats might fill up a standard Coliseum.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I want to see this in a simulator. Is visualize 10,000 rats. Because I saw one guy on a Twitter thread visualize it with rat emojis, and he scrolled through 10,000 rats, and it took a while.
Yeah.
I'm and those just tiny emojis, you know.
Yeah.
No, 50 hawks is really bad too. 50 hawks flying around, dive bombing.
You can't sleep on 50 rats.
I don't know.
50 hawks.
They'll be hard to beat.
I think they can dive bomb, and they have an advantage being in the sky, but maybe they'd be difficult for the other animals to pick off.
Okay,
but the hunter would definitely be able to.
This is interesting. I was just thinking about what of these animals is not really going to be affected by the hawks, and I was looking at these alligators.
Yeah,
crocs, alligators. They also might not really care about the rats.
The crocs?
Yeah, they might get swarmed, and that's and then they may not be able to move.
Scales are pretty big
the rats can't really do much against these crocs.
True.
Are crocs? They're kind of fast,
and it's
right?
10 of them.
They're slow.
Yeah.
I just saw a video of a guy
they can be fast.
a crocodile was in front of him, and he was just recording it, and he's like, "Look, I got a crocodile in front of me." He's walking backwards, and then he goes around a tree, and he gets all confused. I think they're dumb.
No, they might be dumb.
I've seen videos where they're very fast.
Yeah, where they're quick, but they're only quick a little bit.
Zigzag.
You know?
Away from
they can't
because
go,
they can't turn very
fast.
fast.
And they also have horrible stamina.
I don't know if it was impaired or something, but it was like waddling like a toddler.
Yeah.
Could have been on something.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it was funny. So, all right, I think
Could you imagine if bears had scales?
bears are already
They're
awesome
already
enough.
tough.
I know, but like,
I
dude,
feel-
that'd be crazy.
I
feel-
feel like realistically, half of those bears are probably like matted hair. You know,
Yeah.
Those are grizzly bears.
grizzlies are very aggressive.
I
Also,
feel like-
do we have to like look at the ferociousness of each one?
Yeah, I
Are
was-
they going to
right.
be regular bears, cocaine bears? Or like,
Good questions.
I think probably regular standard bears.
Yeah.
But
I
they're
would-
grizzly bears. They're not black bears. You know,
Yeah.
These are grizzlies based on
Yeah.
because we're basing gun off of the picture. We're basing the bear type off the picture.
Yeah.
Black bears might as well be like a baby. They'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
These are
I am
grizzlies,
lazy.
it looks
I,
like.
I think that we can pretty quickly rule out the lions.
I
The
was just
lions
gonna say
depicted
that.
in the picture are
They're so
male
cute.
lions, which are typically not the hunters in the pack.
There's some scrawny lions.
Yeah.
They look too like cute though. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't have them on my team.
Maybe I'd
Like
have them on
these-
my team just to
I
cuddle.
might keep them
Yeah.
in my house. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you
Now,
lying,
kitty
Sean?
cat.
But now, dude, we have to remember though, like they all of these animals have the intention of killing you. So it's not like
Yeah,
these are
true.
normal lions that are just like sitting not hunting.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
they are hunting.
Well,
So-
I think I want to rule out, and if this is controversial, let me know. I want to rule out the bulls because they charge straight ahead
Right.
and they have the horns, but these other animals have claws, and
True.
I mean 7's a good number, but
Yeah.
most of them have like more numbers, and they just charge straight ahead, and then they have to turn around and like charge you again.
Yeah.
So
True,
if,
dude.
if you can be nimble enough to dodge the horns,
Look,
Yeah.
the
I
bulls
feel
are
like-
trash. Yeah,
Well, so they're trash, but this is the thing. Like,
but if you get
right,
impaled,
Patrick.
yeah,
But you've got 7 bulls coming straight at you in a single line. And now you've got 15 wolves coming from different sides. And then 4 lions. You know, so it's like it doesn't really like you're right as like you don't want those defending you, but we like this sheer amount of
But
mass
coming
coming
towards
at
you,
you.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like tricky.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
yeah, that's true. Now, my second, I don't know if we're getting to second picks now, but I feel like gorillas have an advantage because they got that humanoid form. They got them posable
Yeah,
thumbs. Yeah,
They're also-
Very
they're
intelligent.
jacked.
yeah, they are jacked and they're
literally rip your
aggressive
arm off.
too.
Thick skin, big fangs.
Yeah.
They could, if the bull's charging and they're smart enough, they could grab the bull by the horns,
Swing
like,
him.
like the
Oh,
things
grab
you
the
know,
bull
like
by
the
the
saying
horns,
is.
round
and
and
then-
round.
along that same line, if the gorilla takes out the guy with the gun, a gorilla could theoretically fire.
I didn't even think
This
about
is a
that.
good point.
I was gonna
that's a very
say,
good point.
Can they fit their thumb in there though?
I think so.
I was
You
gonna
could at
s-
the very least
Yeah.
give
You don't
the
need to
gun.
figure stuff
Yeah.
out. You got to
What-
put your finger in
when
there.
it comes to the guy, I was gonna say, I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but does anyone know how many shots it took to take down Harambe, God rest his soul?
No, and
Can
Can we
I
take a
using
moment of
that.
silence or something?
Yeah, because
That's a good question.
depending on how many shots, how many gorillas could he take down?
Okay, so
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I
No,
think
it's
my,
not-
my take
or-
is 100% because for the sake of variability, is going to be gorillas and crocodiles
Really?
because yeah, I'm trusting in the gorillas like being smart. There's 5 of them,
Yeah.
and like yeah, they can take care of a lot of these land mammals, these bigger land animals, and then the crocs are just like. I don't think they're going to really be faced by
I think that they
hawks,
could be great meat
rats,
shields.
or bulls.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that one of
They're
the
low.
big things to take into account with the gorilla is its ability to do splash damage, which is really
Oh,
huge
the ground
in a
pound?
fight
Yeah.
against
Like
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
like
Yeah,
Donkey Kong and
uh-huh.
Super Smash Bros.
Just smash
Exactly.
the ground, yeah.
Geez, if you give a gorilla anyone like if this gorilla grabs any one of these animals, it can swing it,
Yeah,
take
exactly.
out thousands of rats in a sweep.
Mhm.
Can we take a sec to think about how Donkey Kong is a gorilla?
And why is his name Donkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Donkey Dong.
Yeah, that's
False
kinda weird.
advertising.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have my 2 picks in mind. I'm thinking rats and gorilla.
I
I think the
I'm
rats could kill the guy, the bulls, the bears, the wolves, and the lions like no problem. They just swarm
Yeah.
them and tear them apart. Also, I don't think I have any way of defending against 10,000 rats.
So I was gonna say it might be difficult for the rats to get the hawks, but if the hawks are trying to dive bomb and get the rats could like just jump up and
Yeah.
pull down the hawks, so they could make like a little ladder of
Mm,
rats.
mm.
You know,
Like the one scene in Indiana Jones where like he's in like the catacombs and you know the rats that just like go swarming. I think this is one of the Indiana Jones movies.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
like thousands
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
rats and like he can't do anything. I think a guy dies because they just take
Yeah.
him out.
Yeah.
You can't do anything
I-
against that many rats.
Yeah. I think the rats too could like form a shield around me and my gorillas.
They could
like
do
a big
lot.
dome, and we could hang out in there.
What if they had the plague too? That'd be a game changer.
They do be hanging out.
If they had the plague.
Oh yeah.
That'd be,
Everyone.
Wait 3
wants
to
a
5
rat,
business
though.
days. And
yeah, all your enemies will be dead.
One question to take into account is: do these animals, although they are clearly not natural, if they're going against their best interests to attack you, like would they still respect the hierarchy of animals? Would rats be afraid of cats? Would
very interesting. point.
would the falcons kind of be a little bit more drawn to the rats? Like, would their natural instincts play in this fight at all? Because if so, that might be a good reason to have lions. Is that rats naturally fear cats?
That's a great
Well,
twist.
Sam Root, wow, we got a root for the Lions over here.
Because the Lions are at the top of the ball game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because defend and kill, there's not a whole lot of. I guess it takes speculation. I don't know.
See, but then again, if we're going to start
Maybe they
talking about
defend you
hierarchy,
worse or better, but
I think you have to consider that because that's just part of the natural being of a rat.
I think you're right, but I also don't think you do need to think about it because if you pick other animals, like you don't need to think about the hierarchies if you're picking gorillas or if you're picking bears. Bears don't give a shit.
Also, like gorillas and lions, they
Honey
don't.
badgers.
if you had honey, you
Honey
just
badgers-
toss that
dude,
up.
you just
and
need one
bears will
honey
be
badger.
distracted.
Because he just doesn't care.
Do you think
They
we
just
get,
swoop in and
do we
pick
get
up
a
the
weapon?
scraps.
Like, do
Well,
I
so
get?
that was the other thing. It's like we're not
don't
actually
know.
giving ourselves any credit here. Like we might be able to take out a couple
That's a
too.
great question.
I don't know if it's fair to say
I don't think
like
we could.
I don't
getting
think
a weapon.
I have to take it.
I think you
Probably
could
gun,
take-
maybe,
I
but
mean, like,
Maybe a wolf.
dude, you could
I don't
probably
know.
hop on one of them.
No
bulls.
way.
What could we possibly take out?
I think
by
that the
ourselves?
only I don't think we could take on a wolf.
Maybe
unless we were
I'm
armed
punching a
with something.
couple hawks.
I think I could. Do
Yeah, hawks
Dude,
and
bop,
bulls.
bop.
I think we could dodge the bulls. I think that we could
Hop
punch
on
the
them.
hawks.
You don't jump on a bull.
I would
Yeah,
use the
true.
rats as
Dude,
a
I'm riding. I picked gorillas, right? I
and then
picked
I'd
gorillas.
ride over
Yeah.
to the bull.
So I'm
They can
riding one of my
form into
gorillas.
anything.
Yeah.
And then I jump
pedestal.
onto a bull.
Yeah, can the rats can you use them as like a big mass and like have them shape shift and stuff?
You could totally crocodile surf.
I think.
Crocodiles.
That is actually
Yeah.
There's a lot of animals that do that.
If you look at like just 1v1 of everything here, I think the gorilla wins that battle every
I
single
think the
time.
rats beat the
But then you
gorilla.
look at the numbers, and then I'm torn between the bulls and the gorillas, just with sheer like brute strength.
But the
bulls
bulls
are so single-minded.
They can charge,
They got one
and then they're
attack.
like stuck.
Which is all
It is a
takes.
lethal attack.
Yeah, like
But-
if you
Gotta
just have
dodge.
the,
But they
both
could
a
miss.
bull and a gorilla charging at each other, I think the bull will just push that gorilla aside.
If
Oh.
it hits it, that's the thing. It was like we picked bulls to fight in rings because we knew we could beat them every single time.
Yes,
Yeah.
dude. You got red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're better served as a ribeye.
Right, bro.
This is unrelated, but I just love to like kill some Canadian geese, strangle
Oh,
them sometime.
Yeah, stay
Yeah.
tuned for
Yeah,
next
they
episode.
shit
Yeah.
everywhere, and it just really makes me upset.
Patrick
But
said
anyways.
that, and I felt, he said, "I'd love to just go snap that
Bring it
goose's
by the neck, yeah.
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
Homer to Bart Simpson."
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I think you've seen like you know how you have those like Parmesan cheese graters where you like twist them
Oh yeah,
and cheese comes out. Imagine doing that with a goose and some.
Oh my
goose
gosh.
Jeez.
Wow, that was a little graphic there.
Yeah. Wow. There are kids. There are kids listening to this.
Subscribe to my Substack.
Uh-oh, stinky.
I just these rats are crazy.
And they are
Yeah,
big
I feel
rats.
like
you
they're
need the
needed.
rats on your team because
Yeah,
if they're
rats for
not
sure.
on your team,
I think that's another important distinction. Because they could very easily be domesticated rats from PetSmart, or they could be New York
But
subway
if these
rats.
are New York
Okay,
sewer rats,
again,
you
we're
are
basing
finished.
off the picture. Those are plague rats.
Those rats,
Yeah, they look
They-
good.
they
they're
look
carrying
like
bubonic
rats.
plague.
Yeah, this
too.
plague is a
Okay.
game changer. I mean, it
It's
would
Okay,
be
that totally
instantaneous.
changes things because then you just can't have the rats on anybody else's team. Because
They would give it to you,
You're
too,
gonna
though.
die
That's
even if
true.
Well-
you live through that day.
Well,
Yeah.
no, because there are treatments for the
Modern
bubonic
medicine.
plague
Oh,
now. Modern
that's
medicine.
true.
If you survive the match, you can get
Yeah.
treated for
Yeah.
the plague.
That's
It's not going to
true.
kick in
That's
in the
true.
span
That's
of
true.
30 minutes.
Good point.
Yeah.
We have antibiotics.
Yeah.
What
We
if
should
you
take a moment and
had-
say this episode is sponsored by Pfizer. So
Pfizer.
I
I already know her.
Good joke, good joke.
Good job, good job.
Now, this is kind of far-fetched, but it might be possible. 50 hawks. What if, like, they could all, like, grab a little piece of you and then
Holy
just,
moly.
you know, lift you up and you
Dude,
could fly?
I was
They-
just thinking about the same thing.
Like the
except
eagle.
and the rats The rats could finish off everything else.
I
that's
did
on
not
the
even
ground.
consider that. That's so true.
It's-
Dude,
That'd be
NK
huge.
rats probably could take
Yeah.
I think they
50
could. Yeah.
animals.
That's great.
The
Dude,
hawks protect you, and then the rats eat the rest.
I kind of like this.
So now what I'm
Rat
hearing
and
is
hawk.
that there's a
Yeah.
potential combination of any of these that could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Depending on
know.
I
intelligence.
think that we need to dictate if these animals that are on our team are following our commands or if they're following their instincts to defend us.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we need to
That's
iron
important.
that out.
Well, are we talking like Lord of the Rings though? It's like they'd be picking up people.
But they're
Those hawks?
intelligent.
Yeah.
Those
Also,
are
I don't
very
think these are
intelligent.
hawks. But again, based on the pictures, these are freaking like
Is that a
ospreys,
golden eagle?
dude.
That, no, not an osprey. That could be a golden
Look
eagle.
at the wingspan.
That's huge.
That's a nice span.
Ospreys are like, I think they're like white. or
What's an
something.
albatross look like?
Okay, we should
Short
pick. Let's
tail.
pick like the worst combination too. I think the hunter and like the bulls is the worst.
Well, also
Yeah.
least amount like bears and lions. Honestly, is pretty trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bears are strong but slow.
Or wolves.
I mean,
wolves
they're
in
not
person
slow,
is
but
pretty bad too.
Yeah.
not as fast as the
Just
rest
looking
of
at
the
sheer
other
numbers, the hawks and the rats. There's just
That's a
so
lot
much
of
stuff.
body.
there.
I did
really-
think of a caveat though to my previous suggestion.
Hmm.
I don't know if 50 hawks. Like, is there enough space on your body for 50 hawks to put their talons?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
But you need all 50? Like hawk? Or actually, so I
Well,
think those are-
whatever
I think
bird
that's a
it
golden
is.
eagle.
We can go with golden
eagle.
eagle.
Those golden eagles are big birds.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
does,
is-
that does look
The
a
beak
lot
is,
like
beak
it.
is screaming eagle.
Although I think that the neck is a little bit too dark in the picture.
We're also pretty American, so this has to be an eagle.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it'll be biased. USA, baby, let's go.
I think I'm
07s.
surprised by the fact that there are only 4 lions and 5 gorillas. Because if I were to
Yeah.
say one lion versus one gorilla, it's hands
Yeah.
down the gorilla.
Yeah, that's
You know,
just
and
interesting
it
number.
seems to be the trend that the more powerful animals
the less
get, the less in
Yeah.
quantity.
So they're saying the
So the
bears
same bulls
not
are better
powerful.
than.
I would probably like
I think
even.
mass is.
Well, by that
better
logic,
too.
they would say that the human could actually take out a gorilla with that shotgun.
And
So I
also,
don't
we
think
know
that's
for
true.
sure
Yeah.
that like these numbers weren't just picked by some random person out there. Like these were carefully selected.
Yeah,
I
there
hope
is a
so.
right answer.
Is this
Yes.
person a
This is
zoologist
from a
though?
team at
Well,
Harvard,
let's
right?
see their. Where's the credentials?
yeah.
Um,
Hey,
also, in the line of if hawks could be picking us up and flying us around, then we could totally be rat surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I would use them as a skateboard
Yeah,
dude, rat
Yeah.
skateboard
or a rat carpet.
So are we
So-
just gonna? Can I just set the scene?
The
Like,
rats could be like
Yeah,
Hulk
where am I,
hands.
Time of day.
Okay, so say it's first light.
Oh.
So are we just gonna just spring out of the ground like Hunger Games style, and then the other animals will do,
Like Battle of
the
Five
same?
Armies.
Or something like that. Like, how are we gonna be introduced to these animals? Are they gonna start a mile away?
This is
and
not a
run towards
strategic
us?
hunt. I'm thinking that this is, at least the way I've been thinking about this. This is like, full charge on the plains.
Because then I would just
It's
get
not,
on.
I'm not hiding
I would
behind
get on the
trees.
hawks and just fly away.
Yeah.
John's
If-
speaking the truth though.
If we can turn into a battle of attrition if we have a strategy of we run and our followers pick off the other
Yeah.
animals.
Because he doesn't say you have to kill the others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they're
could just
coming
they could
to
just
kill
pick you up, and you could just watch them fight each other out.
All you gotta do is
Yes.
get into a different continent.
Mhm.
In terms of if we want to take the the speed battle, then it might be good to have wolves pulling you on a sled,
Oh,
and then
Yo!
Dive bombing for a while.
I don't know. I think that hawks would not be a good.
Eagles, sorry.
I don't think that any bird would be good at picking off any of the larger prey. I think that there's a
Yeah.
reason that eagles and hawks only hunt things smaller than
Smaller,
themselves.
I think also if you're being pulled by the wolves, you could have like a Pope-mobile kind of situation,
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
like a covered chariot.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
So now
then
how-
that brings in the question of what equipment can we give ourselves?
Yeah, that's what I was like. How much wiggle room? Yeah.
I think we gotta just stick by the rules of what we're given. Like,
like
we're
what
not
we're wearing
giving
on our
in.
backs right now.
oh yeah.
I always
My shirt.
carry a chariot.
I think that if we were able to equip ourselves with like football gear or something, that even in and of itself would immediately
helmet.
A suit
a
of armor.
helmet.
Oh gosh, yeah, you'd be good to go from those eagles.
Those eagles would
Some-
not be able to do anything to
Maybe
us.
some like ballistic vests.
And Invisible.
Well, that would
like
help a lot.
COD, like the big old bomb suit vests.
That's another. So
Get
is
the
it?
one ring
Are
and
we
just
the ones
disappear.
being hunted, or is it a character being hunted?
I think it's us.
What's this?
Oh,
You.
you.
Yeah.
My bad.
You.
What about
Soldier
if
Boy.
one of the rats got onto a gorilla and like ratatouille'd him
Yeah.
up on his hair?
That is also
That's a great point.
Nobody thought about the Ratatouille question.
And it could happen 10,000 times.
It could.
Yeah.
They
There are
could
less
be
than
your own
10,000
personal
animals.
army. You
Yeah.
could control the world.
It's actually
You
yeah,
really
real-
could. Like,
it's really
I think
We
everybody
gotta put
against
some
everybody.
rats in the White House. We gotta put some
It
rats.
could become the best chef in Paris.
It's gotta go away.
The rats could even the crocodiles would probably hold out against the rats longer than the other animals because of their
Yeah.
scales. But if just a couple whole rats crawl
Get
into the
inside.
crocodile's mouth
Yeah.
without getting chewed,
They
Yeah.
eat you up.
game over.
You could sacrifice 100, like
You
500
could-
rats, no problem.
Yeah.
For
Like, is
going
it
into the
Drop in the
crocodile.
bucket.
Is it
Expendable.
crazy to say that like I feel like you might be able to do this with just the rats and an extra thing is just bonus?
Yeah, I could kind of agree.
It's probably because, dude, well, how many animals we got excluding the birds? 20,
There's a lot.
35, 40, 44?
44 animals.
Plus the man?
I also
There's
think
10,000 rats.
I also it depends on 10,000 rats is a lot, but how many rats per capita of animal size does it take to stop that animal from
Oh, for
chasing
sure.
you down?
Just pure numbers, you get like 200 rats per animal. To just go on there and
Yeah,
swarm
you'd
it
still have
and
a
just
lot left
rip it
over.
to
Yeah.
shreds.
Yeah.
I think that the first thing that we would need to take out, if we're, it doesn't sound like any of us would want the hunter on our side.
I don't. Not if he's got.
He's
I
good.
do
He's good
think-
at the beginning, but after he needs to reload.
I do think that the hunter would be the first thing that we would have to take down.
Oh, for
because
sure.
it
This
is
is the range.
the only one with range.
Yeah, I would
You
say
guys
my
can't be
rats-
sleeping on the range of even buckshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it, like
At
40,
least 50 yards is
50
still
yards.
getting you. I'm not doing anything after getting shot by buckshot at 50 yards.
John, hasn't your friend been hit by a
Take a nap.
shotgun?
Yes, he's been hit by. I can't
Bird
remember
shot
what
at
it was.
100 yards is what you told us.
Yeah.
Bird
Well, that's
shot.
not what's here.
Exactly.
And John said, with if it's a Coliseum setting, what's the distance when you first start out between all of these entities?
Say it's a square
2
kilometer.
football fields?
Okay, because it says they are coming to kill you. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're not going to be
That's a
right
good
next to
point.
each other.
Yeah.
But what is the range between us and the guy with the gun, and us between the different animals?
How much control do you have over the rats?
Yeah, that is.
Because if they're not coordinated, they're not as useful.
Yeah.
Like, if I can't say, you rats protect me, you rats go for the hunter. Do
I
they
will
speak
say,
English?
these rats, they don't look
They speak
coordinated in the picture.
They're they're just all on top of each other.
Now, the
That's what they do,
gorillas,
though.
whether or not, they have coordination in the sense that they're smarter.
They travel.
And
Yeah.
we could stand behind 2 gorillas and be safe for 7 shots.
I
Yeah.
feel like this is an impossible question.
That's what I want to come back to the Harambe question. How many bullets can they take before they go down?
I mean, from buckshot, I would say they could take 2 or 3 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the range again, though.
Especially on
And
the
the
back.
vital points.
In the back, yeah.
Like if they're standing with their back to the hunter, then they're
Mhm.
probably good
But then why would they be doing that?
to defend you.
With their backs?
Like if they turned and
They're shielding you
Yeah,
like
shielding
a,
you,
a
and
loving mother.
I think that's a misuse of gorillas.
Maybe.
But I don't know. Yeah, what is our control over them? Because it says they will defend you, but it doesn't really say that we can use them at our will.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think we can.
I would
they're
argue
just-
that at 100 yards away, any of these animals, because of the amount of them, you could get rid of the hunter with.
Yeah.
You can't. No hunter is going to kill 15 wolves before they reach them.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll
Yeah.
kill 12, but
But you do gotta take care of the
That's a
hunter
good
first.
hunter too.
yeah,
He's the fastest hands in the West.
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
So you kill the hunter first because he will kill you.
Rip.
Can you entice the bears with salmon?
Honey.
That actually brings up another question.
You
again.
can use the
Is-
hawks to go get you some fish.
If we can't perfectly control these animals, which animals are easiest to communicate / reason with?
Well,
And I feel
people
like it
train
has to be
hawks
Gorilla.
Hawks,
or eagles,
gorillas, and wolves.
Aren't rats
probably.
pretty smart?
Rats are smart, but you'd have to do
For
it with
communicating.
each individually.
Yeah, you're not
Hey,
talking
listen, man.
gorillas. Bears don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Bulls are real dumb. For the sake of this, wolves are pretty smart. Lions just don't think they care.
Yeah.
Gorillas are pretty smart. You can communicate with the guy.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Don't shoot.
don't sleep on communication and coordination.
Yeah.
But I think we should assume no communication. They're just following their instincts for defending you.
Yeah. Like they see as they're young.
Yeah.
Then I want gorilla all day.
And then, in that case, the hunter becomes a lot more powerful, and you would strategize with him.
That's true. He's another human, but how long can he last?
I mean, if he's the fastest hands in the West, and he's got buckshot, I mean, he's good. Don't sleep on the hunter.
Yeah, but he also is only good for 7 shots.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so what if we say there's 1,000 rats instead of 10,000?
I think that if it's only 1,000 rats,
Probably
then
difficult.
gorillas could take out the rats without issue because
Stomping.
they can do stomping and slamming and
Yeah.
using the bodies of other animals.
If it's fewer rats, I might go gorillas and hunter because he can take out the birds.
But is the hunter taking out crocs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think the gorillas actually can take out the crocs. They pick them up and slam them like a sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that gorillas, or I think that crocodiles would probably approach with their mouth open, at which point the hunter could shoot inside their mouth.
You speak my language, Sam. I was thinking that too.
All right, we need to approach a wrap up where everybody gets to pick their thing. I think.
Are we keeping 10,000 rats or are we reducing?
I mean, that's what it says.
All right,
We got to stick to what it says.
And it was done by Harvard, so.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
All right.
Yeah, Dr. Doofenshmirtz
All right.
himself. Put this
I've got to go for the rats and the gorilla.
Yeah, that's my pick as well.
I think that's going to be a popular one, but
Yeah, I think despite all the other reasonings, I think I might have to stick with rats and gorilla.
All right, I'm going gorilla, but I'm still sticking with crocs.
Okay.
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 I don't know if I could kill all of the rats, or the crocs could, but I think we could win.
I think earlier I was thinking rats and gorillas, but I think that I might go wolves and gorillas.
Ooh, hot take.
Whoa,
Yeah.
hot take.
Damn, what?
So what's the strategy with the wolves?
I think all I would really need for the battle of attrition is one wolf, like an alpha wolf who's really big. I could probably just ride on his back and outrun most of the animals on here.
Yeah,
Lion
you
chase
think,
game.
you think a big wolf carrying you could outrun a lion? 4 lions?
Well, he doesn't need to because the other 14 wolves are taking care of him.
True. Coordination.
Yeah.
Wolves coordinate.
Yeah.
How
All you
big
have
are
to do is
wolves?
just
Can they
outrun
hold?
Wolves
a person?
are like huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big.
They're like a German Shepherd, right?
No,
Or bigger.
bigger.
Little
but
bit.
hawks are very fast.
Hawks are very fast.
They could.
But I think I'm confident in my own ability to punch a hawk.
50 of them.
48 times.
I would get tired.
That's-
I would get tired.
I feel like if they all come for you at once, though, then
Sam, I don't think I could do
You're done.
done.
I think
They are coming talons down, too. They're not just like flying at you.
that's true.
If
But
you wear a
they're
football
eagles.
helmet,
That have a
yeah, if
wingspan
you've got
taller than you.
protection, I think you should be
Probably.
okay.
Yeah, that's true.
But that goes back to the
You seen
point.
those videos of people getting hit by swans?
What if the hawks
But
put their talons into you and lift you up off the wolf and carry you away
Oh,
to
no.
their nest?
that doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, and you got a new
Sounds
home.
kinda
You know?
comfy.
they make you want to
Honey,
do
I'm home.
Yeah.
They
now
feed
the
you-
Eagles defend you.
They feed you the regurgitated food.
Dropping rats.
I think that if you posed enough of a threat to an eagle, it would not be so quick to dive bomb you.
And it does have 10,000 rats to check out.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that if you could clearly retaliate at an eagle, it would not be like, yeah, let me get in there. It would be like, oh, hang on, let me
Yeah.
wait for an opening. You know?
Yeah, and that's the question is, would it know that it has 49 bros to like, get you with?
Yeah,
You know, like,
that's true.
They might go for the rats first. They'd be like, that's more.
But we do know that they are coming to get you.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. They're not just out on the stroll for some chum,
I would bring some rats with me on the wolf. So
like taken captive.
throw them at
That's
the,
a good
at the
idea.
eagle.
That's a good idea.
That's ammunition right there.
If you're playing the long game too, like if you want to
Who could
wait
survive the
out the game,
longest?
yeah, like you could start eating some of the other animals if like they're.
Yeah.
If
But
you're
if,
playing the
if these
chase
are
game.
plague rats, then we can't really eat them.
No.
No, but I need a bowl.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would eat,
Yeah, I would
I
get
would eat
healed
an
later.
eagle. That's some good
great.
chicken right
I would
there.
eat crocodile, guys.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
yeah.
Doesn't count as meat on Fridays.
Wait,
Whoa.
According to the Bishop of Louisiana. or something.
I've had alligator.
I also wonder if we could spread out, like, what's that Roman, or what's that?
What is it?
The tale of the guy who like outran the 3 gladiators and fought them all separately.
Maximus.
Like if we
single things out.
If we could single things out, we could single out an alligator. That's some hide armor right there.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, you could put that on.
What is
Yeah.
the
If I gotta
Roman
level up
Legion's
in chat.
like turtle thing called again?
Turtle thing?
Like when they all set up their shields in a turtle.
Oh, I think that was
like-
Greek. I don't think that was Roman.
What they did in Gladiator,
Like a
you mean? In that circle?
I think
swear
I
it's-
think this
that's
is
Roman.
the
They had
phalanx
square
is like the
shield,
triangle.
phalanx. Is that it?
I thought the phalanx was like the triangle shape, kind of like
might
where they're
be.
charging. This
Where they have the
way.
pole arms.
Yeah, I think that's
So that you could do that with some. You could probably use rats or like crocodiles or something like that.
It's true. All right, well, you've heard it here first. Gorillas are the top pick, with some
Mhm.
runners up as
Yeah.
Yeah.
rats and wolves and crocs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, according to science,
win.
gorillas are it.
Gorillas
So.
are in.
We are scientists ourselves.
Conshy Boys science team.
Yes,
Yes.
indubitably.
All right, very good. Stay tuned for more seriously contested debates on who would win.
Mm-hmm.
Con-
well.
Conshy Boys out.